hour 2. What's
Just for
going
y'all
on?
to know, Nicole is not feeling well this day. She's a little under the weather, so she was not able to join us today. So y'all disappointed. you got Jay here to make you feel all nice and squishy. I mean, he probably y'all favorite anyway.
I'm always everybody's favorite, man.
We had that discussion already.
And we found out that it was true.
Partially.
Don't be a hater, man.
How was your week?
We gonna switch roles. You know what I'm saying? I'm Beyonce this week. How was your week?
First off, you ain't never Beyonce. Let's start there. All right, my week was actually good. I mean, work got done. My man Brandon back working with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's helping pushing one of the project forward. We own schedule. I need to get ahead of schedule with the project we got going in Oak Park. But other than that, we're looking pretty good. I need to get back to the gun range. I've been thinking about that all week. I want to go back to the gun range, and really that's about it for my week. I ain't did nothing outside of work. I worked out once. I worked out Monday. Workout schedule getting back up. I started with some training on Sunday. I got my football banquet this weekend. Saturday we got our football banquet. Then right after that, I think in February I'll start up with football training. Won't be just strength and conditioning. I got a call from Finger. Is that Finger? Yeah, Finger High School, trying to do some training for their football team, some strength and conditioning with them. They just put in a new weight room, so I'll probably be over there with them. And other than that, that's about my week there.
That's dope.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. I don't know if I can compete with that, but had a pretty productive week. Had a very productive business meeting this weekend. I'm picking up some new skills. I've done more in the first 11 days of January than I did previously in the last 60 days of 2022. I've actually started another stream of income for myself. I taught myself how to edit videos.
Going on, Shaka Don.
Teaching myself a new skill. So it's been a very productive 7 days, to say the least, for me.
All right. I don't want to get too much. Since it's still the first quarter, y'all, I want to know how everybody's doing going into the new year, if everything's looking up. Like Jay already said, he did a lot his first 11 days. What's today's date? Today
the 11th.
11. Yeah, so his first 11 days, he did pretty good. Mine are actually slower than they normally are. Usually I start off the year like on a rocket ship, you know what I'm saying, that first quarter, and then kind of tail off toward the end of the first quarter. Like I still have a little bit of steam, but it usually kind of tail off. I'm like a roller coaster, up and down with momentum throughout the year, because I get spurts of energy, I guess, throughout the year. But my maybe because I already had the project in Oak Park going on, so I've been concentrating on kind of getting it to a certain point. But my year has not started off as fast as it usually does, which is not a bad thing. This is the first time I actually have a little bit of order to what it is I'm doing throughout the year, and it's not just kind of helter-skelter. With the fact of us putting out there for me to write down what I wanted to do and what things that need to be accomplished and how I'm getting to them, it kind of ordered my steps a little bit. So I'm steadily moving forward. So it's not a bad thing, unless it's not like saying that don't have anything going on. I'm just steadily moving forward. You all right? You look like something happened.
Me? No, I'm good. I was thinking to myself, I don't know if you got the link last night. Maybe we could throw the link up to look cuz popcorn.
I did not get the link. Maybe I did. How did we get it?
From my aunt.
Text message?
Yeah.
Oh,
late last night. I think you on it.
I'm pretty sure I was. It was a group message, right?
Yeah. No, you're not.
I am.
I'm on it.
I got it.
It's been in the second wave, but yeah, maybe we can throw that up there.
Is it double good? Yeah, it's double good.
Mm-hmm.
If we Okay, we'll post it on there. We got our little cuz, y'all. It's Double Good Popcorn. I think everybody by now, if you don't know what it is, it's one of the easiest fundraisers we do for our youths out there. You just go on the link, buy some popcorn. I'm saying it's good popcorn. It's most of the time it's for a very good purpose. This is our little cousin Aaliyah. I didn't go into the link, but let me check it out real quick and see what her story is. Did you look at it, cuz?
The link? No, I just bought the popcorn. But Team Kiba VB is volleyball. Currently trains a diverse group of 75 girls in the inner city of Chicago. They're trying to raise money for equipment to train like Olympians. So this is
Oh
basically.
man, she got a $500 goal, man. She already there. It's only 2 days left, so we're gonna need y'all to hurry up and help out with it. We'll throw the link in. Most of the time, they always run for 4 days, so you got 4 days to do what you can in those 4 days. So we appreciate your help with it. We'll put the link in. We'll put it on the page, and we can go from there. I forgot she played volleyball too.
Yeah,
that's the thing we need to get more of our youth in: volleyball, golf, tennis. I think we need to get more of our youth involved in those couple of things right there.
for sure.
Some of our adults also. Jay, we need to get you on the golf course.
Man, listen, you know how I get. If I learn something and I like it, I'm gonna be trying to go there every week.
Okay, what's the problem?
Golf costs money, don't it?
Everything costs money.
On the greens, don't they?
Everything costs money, but we go with little bro. He get a military discount.
Oh, well, say less.
There we go with that. There, Jay didn't want to have too much of a conversation about business, y'all, this week. So we're probably gonna find a way to sneak back around to it. But our producer sent the video in. I think in a minute we're gonna let him play it. It was a shooting in a restaurant. A guy was robbing a restaurant, and then we had I guess another gentleman in with conceal and carry, or I don't know if it's conceal and carry or open carry. I'm guessing it was conceal and carry, but he basically ended the robbery. I'm gonna Texas is open carry, right?
Texas is open carry.
Texas is open carry. So he ended the robbery. We're gonna play that in a minute or so we can check that out. But moving forward, like I said, I wanted to first off go over talking to people about getting your year. Yeah, just get it set up and let us know when you got it set up. We'll move over to it. Getting your year started off right. Some of the things you need to do. Me personally, what I still need to do going into the year, Jay. Business wise, we're setting up businesses. We got. See, Jay don't want me to talk about too much, so I'm trying to.
That's why you notice I kept quiet when you asked me on purpose.
I like to talk to more people and share, and get around. But
I think it's better when you're able to present. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that y'all not worthy of knowing what we got going on, but I think it's just better to be like, hey, this is a product we have, as opposed to telling you about it. You know what I mean? We'll tell you about it when we have it. That way, it's tangible. Me, I'm impatient, right? I'm one of those people that, like, when I go on Amazon, I'm looking for what can get to me today. I'm anything prime, what I can get today, and I don't care what time of day it is. So don't tell me something and then I gotta wait for it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to go out and get it when you tell me about it. I want it right then and there.
Okay, well, I'll try not to bring that up again. For that, we gonna move around. I don't want to go into football because our football talk y'all to death.
I think this show is gonna be a little bit of everything, right? We're gonna be a little all over the place. We've actually been pretty busy this last week, between myself and Mia Lavelle, and then also Nicole as well. So we kind of wanted to. This one was gonna be kind of a mashup.
Okay.
We put it all on any and everything, no holds barred type show, except for.
Well, like I said, going in then. I don't know what's going on in the world. I can tell y'all that now. My head has been down all week.
It's small things, we had the fight last weekend. A little bit of controversy. Yeah, a little bit of controversy in the fight. It
Come
was
on in the crowd, right, with Meek and Wallow them.
right, but I guess they were saying, I don't know, people, the casual boxing fans, weren't familiar with Hector, and Hector was also undefeated, very good fighter. Um, so he was kind of it. If you didn't know boxing, you would think that he was whooping Tank for a little bit, or he at least stood a chance with Tank. Not to say that he didn't. He was doing good, and around the time that the whole debacle in the crowd happened was when they were saying that he was getting the best of Tank. So the stoppage was a little bit controversial because they're trying to say that Tank was kind of on the not on the mend, but Hector was winning the round at that point.
But it wasn't a stoppage. Hector quit.
No. They stopped the fight to fix whatever was going on in the crowd.
Oh, you talking about the break, the
Right,
hiatus.
right.
Okay, no, because I'm saying the stoppage wasn't that. I mean,
No,
the
no, no, no.
stoppage dude quit.
Stoppage. Yeah, he quit. He couldn't see.
You couldn't see out his right side or something.
Something. He got hit hard as hell. I can tell you that.
Yeah, from what I hear, it was a good fight. I mean, I've seen dude fight. I saw it. He was giving as good as he was getting. So
Maybe
yeah, I
not.
think it was a good fight. Hold on one second. Okay. All right, that was good. I mean, what was going on in the crowd, but the crowd thing was Meek Mill got into it with somebody else,
He got
and
into
Meek,
it with Gary Russell, another boxer, and it
right?
was
But
really over about who was going to win the fight. It was really about nothing.
I think they were saying people were making it more than what it was because I think they probably just got heated when they was talking to each other, and then since it's Meek Mill and dude, they tried to make it seem like it was going to be a bigger issue than it had to be, and then Wallow looked like he was actually trying to do more than break it up, and he come out and said he was just trying to calm everybody down too, but it looked like he was more so ready for some action. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We'll never know. We got Tory Lane's verdict was pushed back. His sentencing, I'm sorry, not his verdict. The sentencing was pushed back. Was supposed to be the 27th of January, if I'm not mistaken, and now it's now the February 27th. So he's gonna be in jail for another month. And that was actually the earliest date that they said. So it could be even further. Um, so that's an update on that.
He didn't have a bond.
Nope, no bond.
Damn,
Yeah. Damn.
damn, they doing little dude dirty.
Yeah.
When it comes to Tank now, I'm a Tank fan now. Like I say, early in his career, I didn't think he was worth the hype. You know what I'm saying? So I really watched him and think I'm a Tank fan. I think Tank could box. I think the only person he's not beating right now is Devin Haney. That's what I feel. I mean, Shakur Stevenson, I think he beats Shakur Stevenson. I think he beats Ryan Garcia. The only person I think he's not beating right now is Devin Haney. That's my thought process on it. So people say other things, people say different. After I thought Boots was I thought the kid Boots was gonna be a better test for Errol, but then from his last fight, which was on the same day, he was on the undercard of Tank's fight. I don't think he's ready.
No, it ain't no thing. He ain't ready.
Yeah,
He ain't ready.
but
Boots.
but before that fight, I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? But I had never really seen a whole fight of his. I was always catching clips. So when you catching clips, they highlight, they make you look good.
Yeah. They told Clips he needed Clips. They told Boots he needed to take another fight. They was talking about possibly Keith Thurman before Errol.
Keith Thurman. Now I don't believe in him.
Keith's time has passed. The little bit of shine he had is past. I think that Boots could beat him. I don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility. It's a name, and that'll get him a little bit more under his belt before trying to challenge somebody of Errol's stature.
Right.
But honestly, I think the whole Boots not ready for Errol. He not ready for Crawford, and he not ready for Charlo. Like I think he need to stay
I
alone.
don't believe in the Charlo.
I don't know.
I don't believe in Charlo, man. They got to show me more. I don't believe in him. Mm-mm.
I don't know.
Is that fight been set in stone? I know they was talking about it, but I don't
I
know if
think they
Errol
did
is
sign the
gonna.
contract on that. I think they signed the contract like last week or week before last. But
Yeah, I don't believe in the Charlos either. Neither one of them. I don't believe in neither one of
I think you tweaking.
them.
I know.
Yeah, I don't believe in neither one of the Charlos at all. No. The producer sent the message out. He got the video queued up. I was told to let y'all know it has a little graphic to it. I mean, like, there's no real blood in it, but it is a little kind of
It's graphic.
it's
It's graphic.
graphic. So we're gonna let it ride. Have a little quick discussion about it. What you think about it? This is in Texas. I'm all for protecting yourself.
That was
That
excessive.
that was really excessive. That
That
was
was excessive.
really excessive.
Man.
I mean, and come to and they saying that they think, and this doesn't make what either one of them did right, but they saying they think that the young man who was in there doing the robbery, his gun wasn't even real.
That part to me doesn't matter. Like that was on him. Because here's the thing. I don't know it's not real. So you gonna get shot. You know what I mean? That is what it is. You know what I mean? Like protecting myself. But see the thing about that is the thing about that is what that is murder. I definitely agree that that's murder. Um, I think what makes it murder is the fact that he shot him 8 times after he was already down, and then went back one more time and shot him in the head. So like
Yes,
that was excessive, beyond excessive. So
yeah, that's he gonna get. He's supposed to get a case for that. And but the thing about it is, I think Texas is one of those stand your ground states, isn't it?
but I think the threat was already neutralized.
The
He hit
threat was
him.
neutralized when he hit him in the back first.
Yeah. So yeah. So
No, murder is not premeditated. You have premeditated murder. That is a charge, but all murder doesn't have to be premeditated. Most of the time, what it is though is like because you have second degree murder, first degree murder. Most of the time, they if it's not a premeditated case, they charge with manslaughter because they say it's easier to get a conviction of manslaughter than it is for second degree murder. Or I'm sorry, it's easy to get a charge of manslaughter than it is for premeditated murder because you have to kind of or first degree murder, one of the two. Second degree murder, you can kind of get like this probably would be a second degree murder if you're in
yeah.
there. Because it wasn't premeditated. Well, and then I don't know if you get a slick lawyer, then it can be premeditated because he's sitting there waiting for the dude to come past and everything. Like he got time to think about this, think about what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying this wasn't in the moment. This wasn't the guy walked in and then he just upped his sword and just started busting at the cat. Nah, the dude walked past him I think about 2 times before he even let loose on him. Then he shot him in the back.
Yep.
Like his first clip that I mean, them first was because I didn't count the shots, but his first couple clips, them was all in the back. I don't think none of them shots because the shorty fell forward. None of them hit the front of him.
But I don't think that matters because he wasn't leaving. So I mean, like him
We
shooting him
don't
in the
know.
back, he
Was he
wasn't
leaving?
leaving. He was walking to the door to round up the rest of the shit from the people. He had a gun. So I mean, like the thing is, I don't think that him shooting the guy would he would have been even shooting him in the back. I don't think that was a he would have got charged for anything with that. I think the fact that once he put him down and he stood over him, like that's what fucked him over.
First off, adrenaline is not. I mean, that's not an excuse. And they asked for the guy to turn himself in, the owner of the restaurant, like show yourself because you're a hero. You spell you are wrong. Put an E on the end of that for me. But
I need an apostrophe before you
and
put
an
it.
E.
Yeah, but if you just leave the E in there without the apostrophe, it's wrong.
Yeah, it is, but at least you'll say it better. Yeah. I don't know about that hero. Because here's the thing. If I'm in there, I don't even know if I pull my pistol on him. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in there, and he waving, he back and forth walking through and everything. I mean, and it's about him getting the money. I don't know if I pulled my pistol on that. I don't know, but I had a friend who got killed over that. I had a friend who got killed. Like there was guys, a guy stuck him up. The guy stuck him up. He was outside the barbershop. They stuck him up and then went into the shop to stick up the shop. And when they stuck him up, he pulled his pistol and went in behind the two guys and was shooting. He killed one of the guys. He got shot. Another guy went to jail. You know what I'm saying, over it. But I don't even honestly, and I don't want to turn this at dick. But it looked to me in that video, to me, it looked like a black guy was in there robbing the place, and the guy who shot him looked like a guy who sit around and say these niggas do this all the time.
How you get that from that?
Looking at the guy, it just looks like that's it. He had that demeanor, that kind of, he had that aura about him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what all you see is a 20-second clip of him shooting. Like you don't really know. Like you can't get. I don't think you can get that from that.
Okay.
I don't necessarily. I think regardless of what the person's cuts, because to be honest, we don't even know if the shooter was. I mean, the robber was black. Do we?
I don't, because I honestly I barely looked at the robber. I watched him wave his gun around, and then I went immediately to the guy who was shooting him. I can tell you. I can tell you that the robber had on black.
Yeah, I think he had a mask on too. I think he might have been Hispanic. It's possible. But I don't think it mattered. I think it was somebody who was just eager to use their gun. I don't think it would have mattered who it was, a black guy, white guy, Hispanic guy, Asian, whatever. I think he was just eager to use his gun. And it showed because of the amount of shots that he took. He had already neutralized the threat. That wasn't a need for more. It was one of those, I'm at the range. Let's see how many hits I can get on target.
And the last one, to go back and shoot him in the head, that was
a kill shot. That's what really should get you the murder charge right there.
Yeah.
It's tough to kind of sound like I have sympathy for somebody who was in there trying to rob innocent people, but I don't know that he deserved that.
No, he did not. He did not. And the thing is, that's a knock on. Cause see, okay, put it like this: in Illinois, you have to take a class and a course to carry your pistol. To carry it now, just to be able to license to have one to get your FOIA, it takes nothing. You send in the application, pay your application fee. They send your FOIA card. You legal to have a gun around the house. But in order to carry a pistol out in the street in Illinois, you have to take a 16-hour course and go to the range. The shooter has mental issues to end his life in that manner. Isn't something a stable person can do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And but then also, like I say, so in Texas there is, from what I hear, because I don't stay in Texas, I don't know for sure, but there is no laws. I mean, there's no education or anything for getting a gun. You just need to have a Texas ID. Just like if you go to Indiana or across the border from us, you just need to have an Indiana ID. Excuse me, and you can go in and buy a pistol. There's no sitting down talking to you about it. There's no course to make sure, you know what I'm saying, that you know how to carry yourself with it. We're not going over the laws about what could or could not happen to you, even if you do shoot somebody in self-defense or whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's none of that. There's no corrective action about it. So he can almost get away with this in here by saying he feared for his life. That the last shot to me should make whatever he uses, if he goes to court, that last shot should be the kill shot for his case, and also, no matter what, because you saying it was adrenaline, you know what I'm saying? As of 2021, people who qualify under the law can carry a handgun in a public place in Texas without a license to carry. Texas can still apply for a license to carry, since it may carry additional benefits. See our license to carry page for more info section, blah, 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 blah. Generally, to carry a handgun in public in Texas. But license to carry, a person must be at least 21 years old, not have a prior felony, What do you do? Conviction. Okay. But that's basically what we were just saying. They don't have any law, any code. Basically, all you need is ID. Be a certain age and you can carry a pistol. In Illinois, you can't do that. In New York, you can't do that. In
California.
California, you can't do that. You know, it's the fact that their murder rate. I don't know what the murder rate is in Texas, but I'm pretty sure it's not close to what ours is.
I don't know. We talking per capita.
Yeah, yeah.
Texas is much bigger than us.
Texas is much bigger than us, but I mean, I'll put it like this: here, it's not sensationalized as much. If it is, if it is, it's not sensationalized as much. And I think what Illinois tries to do is at least look as though we're trying to control the narrative of what's going on in the street by having strong gun laws, even though it's not really like New York is very hard on gun because I don't even think you can really get a gun card in New York.
New York and LA and California, both
Yeah.
both states are very very tough
Right.
on guns. Their gun laws are extremely tough. So
So it's the same thing. Like so in Illinois, we are tough on you getting a gun, and then we don't really honor anybody else's gun license. So like if you come to Illinois and you get your license over in Wyoming or wherever, or Texas or whatever it is, Illinois doesn't honor that. You can't carry your gun in Illinois because you have a license somewhere else. And with that, most of the time, ours doesn't carry over too because people be other states on that. Where if you won't honor our gun license, we ain't gonna honor yours.
yeah,
So with that, but I think in this situation, that guy needed some type of training on how to handle his gun or how to handle situations because that's mostly what it is. The situation was handled wrong.
training wasn't gonna stop that.
Training, probably, hopefully, some training in there would at least it got to the point where he didn't empty the entire clip into him.
Magazine.
I'm sorry, the entire magazine into
Magazine
him.
clip is two different things.
Yes, but he didn't empty all his rounds into him.
There you go.
And then you know what I'm saying. Oh, I got one more. Well, let me go and put this one in his head. You know, and then was gonna go back and have a seat.
It goes back to not being mentally stable. That is a social path.
That goes back to being ready to do that for a minute. He's been itching to do that.
Yeah.
It says Houston leads Chicago, New York, and LA in homicides this year.
Damn, we only 11 days in. Oh, that's 2022. Okay, I'm sorry. 20.
Yeah, but when in 2022 was that? And the thing about it now, just think about that. If they do lead, if they had led us, say they led us for the whole year, you didn't hear about it because all you heard was how bad Chicago was. That's all you hear about how bad Chicago. You barely hear about any crime in New York when it comes to country news. You know what I'm saying? When you come to the country reporting, like so Fox News when they report on things happen. Chicago is made to seem like this is it. You come to Chicago, you ain't going nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna make it back nowhere. You go to Chicago, you ain't gonna make it out of there. They warring. It's Chirac. You get off the plane, head down. You know what I'm saying? Jump into the manhole or something, the foxhole. And them boys shooting at the airport. Yeah, but the thing is, they make it seem like we have. You know what I'm saying? All you hear about in the nation news is how bad, and that of course that went back to when Obama got in because Obama was from Chicago. They had to make it seem like, oh, where he's from is a cesspool, it's horrible, it's a horrible place. You don't want to go there. It is all they do is kill each other. They don't know no better, you know. Because all you hear about Houston is great things. How that's where you need to be. Everything in Houston is roses, you know.
Well, that's because Houston is the new
Black Mecca.
it's the new it spot.
But that's also why the murder rate is going up too. Because everybody's flocking there. I'm saying that's like moving people out there. That's like moving people out of the projects into the suburbs, you know what I'm saying, and expecting crime not to go up.
That is very true because wherever we gather, We gonna meet some, a few of us gonna meet our demise.
Yeah, it's gonna be some violence because we don't know how to gather together. Most of the time. And then there's really not a lot going on. Like, I mean, the only thing we really gather from when we go out of town is to go to the club. Like most people, when they go to Houston, it's partying. Okay, when most people going out of town, let's say Houston, what they going to Houston for one or two? They going for Turkey Leg Hut, which is almost going to the club, and they going to it's the nightlife. They're trying to get to the club to do something, hang out.
But a lot of the people, specifically the people that we know, going to Houston to make moves, money moves, business. It's a lot of business in Houston right now.
We're talking about on the whole with people who that's just like when they went to Atlanta. The migration to Houston, for the most part, is not for the majority. Is not about making money.
I disagree. I disagree. I disagree. I definitely disagree. Now, I'm not saying that what you're saying doesn't play a part, but look at it. Like the social climate doesn't thrive the way it does if all we're doing is dancing and drinking, right? There has to be some money flowing through there aside from the club.
There's plenty of money flowing through there, just like there's plenty of money flowing in Atlanta. I'm not saying the money's not there, but I'm saying that money that's flowing is almost from the people who are already there, the people who set roots there. I'm talking about the people who are they just traveling to Houston. I think we're talking in different ideas. See, you're talking about people who are relocating for the most part. I'm talking about the people who are going to Houston. I'm saying you're getting just busloads of people just going to Houston just to hang out. Houston is the new migrate, the new hit spot.
You go out of town for though. I mean, like it don't matter where you're going, right? You're going people that's not from Chicago gonna come to Chicago to party. People that's not from New York, you're gonna go to New York to party. Like the allure of being somewhere foreign to where you are is to figure out what they have to offer. And a lot of times nightlife is probably the most flashy thing. So that's not just specific to Houston.
No, it's not specific to Houston, but Houston is the new it spot, so it's specific to Houston right now because that's where everybody want to go. That's where everybody want to go to Houston. That's what you hear about. So remember, a couple of years ago, it was Atlanta. Everybody wanted to be in Atlanta. And you would go to Atlanta, and you would go to Atlanta and feel like you was in Chicago still, except for the weather.
I hate when people say that.
What?
It's not the same. It's not the same at all. It's not the same at all.
I went to Atlanta and felt like I was in Chicago because guess what? I would be there and all I hear is my nickname being screamed out from people. I'm like, why the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, LaVelle. I mean, nicknames from street. It was Chicago for me. It was a better climate. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some thicker girls or whatever, depending on where you was at. But it was Chicago.
That is though. It's like so. Most places, obviously, most southern places, when you're talking Georgia, Florida, Texas, those are places, specifically Georgia and Florida. 70 to 80% of the population it's all people, migrants, people from other states. You know what I mean? There aren't many natives because people move from everywhere to go to these spots because of, they may be booming business wise, or people may go there and party and just love the nightlife and decide, hey, this is where I want to be. But a lot of the times when people get there, that's why it may feel like a home away from home because there's not really many natives in Georgia. There's not many really a lot of natives in Florida. People come from all over to soak up their weather, women, nightlife, and business.
I think, well, when you're talking about Atlanta, I think Atlanta did a great job of becoming a melting pot for what came down there, and I mean for what migrated there, or however you want to say it. And right now they have a very good business life in Atlanta. It might be getting a little overcrowded there because for a while Atlanta was the hot spot and everybody was trying to move to Atlanta or Georgia and some parts of, close to Atlanta. But they're doing very good thing business wise for Black people. Like a lot of stuff I hear coming out of there is good. Is very encouraging. Some of the things they got going on and some of the groups that they've been forming and the business that they're doing in Atlanta. Hopefully excuse me, that same thing can start happening in Houston once people, because of course you're gonna get there first, and everybody's not going to buy in to the opportunity that's there, because it's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have people who are gonna go down there, and their whole thought process is to kind of get it quick, whether it be running scams. I mean, they probably gonna go down there, start trying to crack cars, all the debauchery first off. But when that kind of wanes away, hopefully it could be a new infrastructure of business, of black business in Houston, like it is in Atlanta, because Atlanta's black business is doing very well as of right now. You know what I'm saying? It's doing very well, especially the art, because it's more of an artistic type place. Excuse me for that, you got. Like, so with the fact of Tyler Perry's studio being there, with the HBCUs being down there, it's very, if you are in the artistic space, whether that be movies, music, art, art is very has a very big window. If you're in one of those spaces, Atlanta is a good place to be. Now, if you don't have to stay there, but to have some type of business going on in Atlanta, art wise, it would be very fruitful for you. At least that's my opinion about that. I know Jay don't want me to start talking about business, so I'm gonna get away from
it. Is everything circling back to that? What's on your mind, man? Spit it out.
Business is always on my mind going into this year. Tay Diggs Open GA. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what Open GL is.
I don't know. What were you saying?
I was saying business is always on my mind, especially at the beginning of the year, because I'll be wanting to. Hopefully, we can kind of push people to make it a better year. I know the big thing what you got to understand with Jamarcus right now, his thought process is no more talk. His mantra for the year of 2023 is no words. You know what I'm saying? Action, no words. Open GL is computer. Okay, so what? But what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I feel like you gotta kind of just, like I said earlier, you kind of gotta just present people with shit. There's no more talk, right? Come to you with a product. I don't want to say this is what I want to do. I want to come to you and say this is what I have. This is two totally different conversations, right? If I can come to you with a product in hand, I can sell you on it easier.
True. True. But if I also can come to you and tell you what I'm trying to accomplish, it means that you can kind of help hold me accountable for it. Tay Diggs opening his studio in New Orleans. Oh, he's opening his studio. Tay Diggs is? Okay. Okay.
That's dope.
Speaking about him, I did watch that The Best Man trilogy, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good. I think it was good. I did not what's the girl name? Define one. Sanaa Lathan. I liked her character less and less throughout the show. I loved how they got with Terrence Howard and what's her name?
I forget her name. I know you
Mine
talking.
too.
You talking about at the beginning?
No, I'm talking about I like how they got them together, and I liked how they interacted once they were together.
Oh yeah.
You see, I like the fact that they didn't take it and make them have to be arguing all the time for their relationship to work. Where it's like once they told each other that they loved each other, that was it. It was like, okay, we all in with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they were. I liked how they dealt with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like they dealt with each other really in love. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, we got to fight in order for us to show that we like each other and stuff, like how it was, because the dynamic between them at first was they had to fight each other first. You know what I'm saying? They had to fight each other, argue each other, talk crazy about each other, and then now we can be affectionate. Whereas, but once they kind of showed that they loved, told each other that they loved each other, it was like, okay, we ain't got to do all the rest of that. We could just love each other. You know what I'm saying? I liked that. I did not like the son's role. I did not like Morris Chestnut's son's role.
Why not?
Selfishness, I guess. I just feel forced. You know what I'm saying? I think I feel forced, and I think everybody does deserve to be represented. You know what I'm saying, in artistic things. But I think at some point it seems like we are pushing certain things. We're stretching to make sure that we represent a gamut of things in every production that goes on. Because, like I said, there would have been nothing wrong with this if we didn't have to be non-binary. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't have taken anything away from the picture. You know what I mean? It could have been. We didn't need that bit of drama. To me, you know what I'm saying? We didn't need that bit of drama in it to make it spicy or whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need that. In everything that we do, it has to be something that is forced in that situation, I think. So.
I think in most cases I would agree. I think in this one the dynamic was it was important, right? Because you have a father you have a single father. Obviously, he lost his wife, who's basically forcing his son to live a life that he didn't want to live. Now, granted, it didn't. They didn't have to. I don't know that he necessarily had to be non-binary for it to really pop, but it's also a thing dealing with within our community. Like that specifically Black fathers don't want their sons to be in the LGBTQ community. Like we know that, like we know it's a legit thing. So to me, it didn't seem like too far off. I don't know that it was necessary. It was necessary, but it didn't seem too far off either because it is a struggle that happens within our community.
Yeah, my thing is, I just didn't think it was needed. That's where it was. That's why I was at with it. I just didn't think it was needed. That's it. I mean, they hit on a lot of things. I think.
Can I have 1 second? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You can go beat somebody up. As I was saying in there, I think if we're talking about the TV show, the wife, I can't remember all the characters' names. I'm sorry, y'all. What's the guy, the kind of, and I don't want to call him soft, but the one who married the stripper, the lawyer. The dynamic in his character. I can't remember his name. What was his name?
My fault.
The lawyer. What was his name?
I'm sorry. What?
The lawyer. What's his name?
What lawyer?
In the TV show. The one who married the stripper. Merch.
Oh, Merch.
Yeah, Merch.
Merch wasn't no damn lawyer.
He was a lawyer. He's a
Merch
lawyer.
was a teacher and an MMA fighter.
The school was their school that they started, but Merch is a lawyer.
You talking about the backstory? Okay, I thought you were just speaking within the show. Okay, you right.
No, I'm saying he's a lawyer in the show.
No, I'm saying right, but I'm saying you right. You right.
But I think you know what I have to learn that everybody's not us. You know what I'm saying? And so even watching a TV show, I expect for people who are as close as they were supposed to be, I just expected a different level of communication. And so with him pulling out of so much stuff because his feelings were hurt and not going to the source, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't digging too much of that, but I knew that was just though for camera drama too. So
I think that was their way of showing Merch being like stepping out and being on like being strong on his own. Like if you notice everything, even if you go back to the original the original movie, like Merch was kind of the friend that everybody kind of like
took advantage of.
Right. So at this point, this was him kind of showing like, all right, I'm not gonna keep taking this shit. You know what I mean? I the only thing I didn't like was that they kind of made him like a sucker. Like they made him like jealous. Like I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But him like stepping out and like, man, I ain't finna be dealing with this shit. Like they basically took advantage of him from the first movie all the way through. So
I
I
didn't
can
have a problem with him, standing up for himself. My thing was, to me, he wasn't really like, so like with the movie premiere. To me, that wasn't really standing up for yourself when you didn't tell your guy why you're not showing up. You know what I'm saying? On that, it's like, hey, when you saw the preview, it's supposed to be, hey, I don't appreciate that, man. You making me look so. Now, don't get me wrong. He said it to Terrence, and it could have been just because Terrence's character came to him also. You know what I'm saying? And asked him what was going on, and asked him why he wasn't showing up and stuff like that. So, and I agree. After he saw how and the movie basically showed it showed him how he felt they thought about him. You know what I'm saying? So when he saw it, he was like, oh, so this is what they think of me. This is how they think about me. So he wanted to change that perception. So
I think he knew that already, man. That was just a confirmation.
he knew it, but he didn't know the depths of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different from knowing it, and then when you see it for real, it's like, whoa, that's what it is. Because when it's your friends, you give it a pass sometimes too. So you give it a pass that they talking crazy and stuff like
But
that.
also, that wasn't necessarily how they viewed him either. If you notice, if you watched, if you paid attention, his and when I say here, his, I mean Harper's manager or agent or whoever the fuck he was for him, he told him like they wanted to change Murch's character to be that way. Murch's
Yeah,
character wasn't initially like that, and that wasn't how he portrayed him. It was how they fixed it for the movie.
but that also goes back to, like, I have to realize everybody not us, because let that been one of us, we went back and said something. Hey man, look.
And when it got to that point, if it was one of us, if the agent come back and say, no, I want to change it and make Lavelle this mean ass womanizer and he hit women, it's like, nah, you're not gonna do my man like that. It wouldn't get to the point where you have to see a trailer to be like, hey man, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't get to that point.
It
Well, I
depends on
still
how much
don't think it was foul on Harper. I'm sorry.
it depends on how much they paying us for this movie.
Yes.
Hey, I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but if they paying me enough, Jay gonna be a womanizer in the movie. He is. We said that after he saw himself betrayed in the movie, it changed how he wanted to be perceived. That is true. I think Linnell had his MMA fighting was suspect, but all in all, I think it was a good project. I did like it. Um, I think that's the end of it. Like, I did not like the end. I did not like how I did not like the part about the babies. I mean, not the baby. I'm sorry. I did not like the part with the divorce and them going over the when they split up the stuff, and she wanted to take the baby to Africa. I didn't like how that came about. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like how everybody jumped on his back. Yeah, it was more like Fight Club, like don't tell nobody about it and everything like that. But the most I didn't like, I think that's with Silence Lathan character. What I didn't like,
What? Silence?
huh?
What you call her?
Silence Lathan.
Sana.
It's Sana. I thought it was Sana.
This nigga.
I thought it was Sana. I'm sorry. I don't know her. She never told me to correct pronunciation. The African thing, my issue was everybody caught himself getting on Harper's back when he wanted to keep his daughter, especially when it was sprung on him that they would be going, and that wasn't the agreement at first.
So I had a conversation about that, right? And it put some stuff into perspective for me. So I felt the same way, and still kind of do feel the same way, but it gave me a different look on it. Harper was mad that she wanted to take the child to Africa. Harper also was a workaholic and barely at home. So you're in the same state, home with your child, but you're never there because you're always working. So you're probably going to see the kid the same amount of time you will as if they were in Africa. She asked the man to come to Africa with her for a month, and initially he agreed, and then he backed out. The man was always working. Everything he put work before everything. So why would it matter if she wanted to take the kid to Africa?
Because that wasn't the discussion.
Doesn't matter if that was the discussion. If you're never here, why does it matter where I take her?
Because that wasn't the discussion.
but you're never here. So like the
That,
thing is, you want to be able to control that.
it wasn't the control to me. And I think that was my issue. And people wanted to make it seem like it was the control. The
It has to
control
be,
was
because if you're not around, what other reason would it be?
the control was the fact of you to say if you feeling that you can make the decision to say I'm going to take her to Africa without discussing it with me and bring that up at the divorce table when we had other plans. The control is, oh, you make the decision and we don't win. Guess what? I moved out the house already. You get to have the house that I wanted. You didn't even want the house. I'm leaving you the house for you and my daughter. Y'all can have that. That's where y'all gonna stay cool. I'm right up the street. We still get to co-parent. And then when we get to the point to sign everything over, you decide, oh no, we're not keeping that house. We selling it and we're moving to Africa.
Here's the thing: you got no
That's
argument,
not right.
but you don't have no argument for me, right? I'm not saying the issue is that both things can be true. What she did was definitely controlling, but what he did was also controlling. It's just a big power struggle.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't know how you don't see that. I don't want to say never. That's strong. But if I'm barely home, I'm barely home. I hardly see my children.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I upset if you want to take my kids somewhere else? If I'm barely there and I hardly see them, it doesn't
Because we
make
talked
sense.
about it.
It doesn't make sense though. It doesn't make sense.
It
Just
makes sense
because
with the fact
here's the
that
thing, if we have a conversation, does that mean that I'm not allowed to change my mind?
no, and that's what I'm saying. It's not the fact that she couldn't change her mind. It's how she changed her mind. She knew what she was doing, and she did it at that moment. Because guess what? I'm in control of the situation. It was disrespectful. You know what I'm
I
saying? And it was
agree.
trying to be controlling.
I agree wholeheartedly. But
And
when
then
I
I
think
have an
you're
issue.
not
And my
acknowledging
issue,
his fault in this,
huh?
I said what I think
What
you're not
fault did he
acknowledging
have? Because he wanted to be
his
with his
fault in
daughter.
this. Huh?
What fault? What fault did he have?
His fault was that you aren't. Listen, what I'm saying. If we're going to be adults about a situation, right?
Okay.
Granted, I believe that moving to Africa was a huge leap. You know what I mean? Like that's huge. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like that was just obviously for dynamics for the movie. But what I'm saying is, if you take it and you put it on a normal relationship, and you saying that I'm hardly here with my kids, and you want to move to another state, how can I be upset about that if I'm barely seeing my kids while we're together?
I'm not mad that you want to move to another state. You move to another country.
I understand that,
Before
but
I can even
that
come
was
visit, I got to go get a round of shots.
this nigga. First of all, this
I need
nigga.
a passport to
See, but here's
visit.
the thing. That's also something that's also being glazed over. It's not like we hurting. It's not like I got money issues. It's not like I can't go to Africa whenever the fuck I want to.
That's a fucking day's flight.
What the fuck do it matter if it's your kid? If you care so much about seeing your kid, what is a day's flight?
If I care so much about seeing my kid, then I'm gonna keep my kid here because that's the agreement that we had.
Man, nah, nah.
That's the agreement that we had.
I'm not saying what she did was right. I'm not saying that I agree with what she did. But what I'm saying is there's fault on both sides. You don't get
How?
to have your cake and eat it too. Well, I hate
What?
that analogy. I hate that analogy. I'm gonna take that back. You don't get to pick and choose when a situation, with regards to this situation, you don't get to pick and choose what's right or wrong when it benefits you.
What?
You don't get to determine what's right or wrong. You don't get to determine what's right when it only benefits you. It doesn't make sense.
What you just
Both
said
of them,
though.
both of them are doing things that only benefit them. She wants to move to Africa because whatever it was that she wanted to start her restaurant shit, whatever.
She wanted to move to Africa. She wanted to move everywhere she went that had nice weather. When it first started and they was in Jamaica, wherever it was, she wanted to move to Jamaica. Now she went to Africa for the summer and she had such a great time in Africa. And I feel
Right, but
connected,
she
whatever.
found
So,
her purpose. This is the thing. She found her purpose.
okay,
That's
go
what she
ahead. Live in your
found
purpose.
her purpose, right? So
Right,
that was her reasoning for wanting to move. He
right.
wanted to stay here because this is where his business was. This is where everything he had built was here.
Okay.
Hey, Carletta, everything he built was here. The selfishness was on both of them trying to determine I'm going to take my kid here because this is where I want to be, and him saying no, I'm going to keep my kid here because this is where I want to be.
The only reason I'm disagreeing with you You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not saying he had fault in her choosing to move. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he was not there. He was a father
Okay.
in the home with a child, but an absent
The,
father.
the reason that we're having a disagreement, Jamarcus, is because if this was an argument from the moment that the split, you know what I'm saying, or even when they first came back from Africa, she decided she wanted to go and take the child, and now they arguing back and forth about it. Okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm with you on that. Hey, guess what, dude? You over there? Why you arguing about her about this here? My entire issue with this is basically from how they laid it out, because we don't know what the conversation was, but how they laid it out going to the divorce table. She had already agreed that she was going to keep the house. They were staying there. That's where his daughter was going to be. He's 5 minutes away from there. So even if he's not there all the time, he's still in a close enough proximity because him and his daughter are really close. And you can see that through it. They're very close. So it's not like he's not seeing his daughter. My issue is now I say I don't see his fault in this because this is what we set up. This is how it's going to be. Now you've changed your mind before we got to this table. You know, you already changed your mind. I'm sitting at this table with you. We going over stuff. Oh no, she gets whatever she wants. She can have that. We've gone over that. Blah blah. This here, this and that. They'll sell from the house. Oh no, there's no money proceeds. I'm not getting anything from the house. They're keeping the house. That's for her and my daughter. No, we're not keeping the house. We're gonna sell it. We're moving to Africa. And you tell me that at this moment, what wrong does he have in that? Because he wants to be closer to his daughter. And we didn't have this conversation. This is not a fight that we had because you came and told me you wanted to move, and I say no, you can't go with her because I want to be here and all this. No, you just made a decision and decided that you get to do this here. And what really I didn't like about it is because what's the pretty good Terrence's wife? She basically solidified that when they found out he filed for custody of his daughter. Her argument to him was that's her mother, and the mother is going to do what's best for the child. Like the father ain't got no say in that shit. So basically, I'm saying she had the right to choose where they was gonna go with the baby, and he was just supposed to deal with it.
That ain't life.
That doesn't make it right. And in this, but in saying
I
this is
never
life,
said she was
you're
right.
trying to find his fault in
I'm
this.
not trying to find. No, I found his fault. You just don't want to accept it. And
What's
I'm
his
not.
fault?
Isn't that something too that I think you keep glazing over? I'm not saying she was right. I'm not saying I agree with her. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is she was wrong and he was wrong. There's a there is something in the middle of Africa and they home, right? It's something in the middle there, right? It got to be a compromise somewhere in there. It has to be.
No, it can't be a compromise because we're the only two involved in this, and you're going to be in Africa, and I'm going to be
No,
here
no, 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 no.
because you
What I'm
decided to move to
saying is,
Africa.
no. What I'm saying is between the two adults in a situation, there has to be. It's just like, and I don't want to change courses, but it's just like I don't know if you've seen on social media. It was a guy. He it's a rapper, and his girlfriend won a $250,000 wedding, and he like
Yeah, I
hell,
saw that.
he like we could just go to the courthouse and get married. There's something between $250,000 and going to the justice of peace.
There is.
It's the same scenario. There's something in between. When you have two adults, there's always a compromise to be made. Neither one wanted to compromise. He wanted his way, she wanted her way. Both were wrong. It's just that simple.
No, she was wrong.
I agree. She was wrong, but he was too.
No, I don't see what he did wrong in that. I don't. And I think, and the thing is, you're assigning wrong to him because we know life isn't fair, and
No,
we also
not why
know.
I signed wrong to him. I said specifically why he
I
was
feel like
wrong.
I'm talking to Nicole.
No, you're not listening. I said specifically why
Every
I said
time I
he
start
was
talking,
wrong.
you're doing what Nicole did.
Because you misquoted me.
What? How did I
You
misquote you?
said I assigned him wrong because that's how society is. That is not what I did.
You
I
just
told
told
you
me that when I went through my dissertation and told you what Shelby said, I was like, that you would like some. Ain't that life?
I did say that, but it did I not say at the beginning of the conversation he was wrong because he was trying to keep a child somewhere that he wasn't. I didn't mention anything about that being life. I said specifically why he was wrong. In the scenario that you gave, I said, is that not a real scenario? That is how life works. I did not say she was right because of that. I did not say he was wrong because of that. I said that that was life. Those two things do not work. You are very smart, but you are not gonna do that to me today, sir. That is not what I said.
That is what you said.
No, it's not.
You just repeated
Those
it.
are two different ideals. What are you talking about?
What are you saying?
Those are two separate ideals. They are not mutually exclusive.
So you're saying you wasn't saying that he was wrong.
No, that's not what I said. Look at you, Joe. You playing that. This motherfucker, you playing that.
I think the other thing, Linnell, that this is the thing about it's hard now to see what is true or like if something's happened for real or if people doing skits on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going back to the $250,000 wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like you don't know if it's legit. I mean, but they were like on a
reality show.
reality show. So like I
That
don't
even
know.
makes it even worse. That even
Yeah,
makes it
you
even
don't know how
harder.
legit that is. But I mean, even in that situation, like there are people that think like that. So I mean, like the thing is, like there. First of all, with her and the shit that she said to him was extremely disrespectful. She called
Yeah,
the
she
man.
called him broke and everything.
Yeah, it was extremely disrespectful, especially to a man that you call yourself wanting to marry. To me, it just don't make sense. But it is what it is. Me personally, I wouldn't. After she told me, and motherfuckers talk about how calling him broke, but they ain't really talking about his response, which I thought was clever as fuck. Because he was like, "Shit, if you call
She
me
said
broke,
she gonna leave him. He was like, "Go ahead and see what you
what you gonna be?"
see what you gonna be after you leave."
I thought that shit was clever. That was one of the best comebacks I ever heard. But I think that in those situations, like at some point, if we really want to be together, like there has to be a compromise, right?
It was I don't know their name, Carletta. It's a couple
The
that was
guy's name is Fresher. He's a rapper, and I forget. I don't know his lady's name.
yeah. What it is in the video? They sitting there talking, and she wants a 200. She want to get married, and he said something. She said, "You ain't trying to marry me." He said, "I am trying to marry, but you want a $250,000 wedding. I'm not spending $250,000 on a wedding." He said, "I'm a man, and my job is to make our finances right, to protect you." But he run through a little list of stuff he felt as a man. He said, "Spending $250,000 on a wedding ain't right." He said, "We can go to the Justice of the Peace." What he said? He said City Hall. We can go to City Hall. And you know what I'm saying? She'd be like, "I ain't a City Hall bitch," and blah, 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 this. And then talking about some, he broke. If he broke, just say he broke. And you know what I'm saying? He's like, "What do you mean I'm broke? Because I don't want to spend $250,000 on a wedding." And she say something else. And she's screaming at him, say she going to leave him. And he's like, "Well, go ahead. Leave me and see what you be after that." He also said the pandemic messed money up and he trying to hold on to all of it. Yeah, but that don't mean he ain't got no money. That means he probably saw something else happening with other people. You know what I'm saying? Other money going wrong, and he trying to keep as much money as he can in that. So I didn't see nothing wrong with it. I thought my thought was, okay, get rid of her, bro. She ain't got your vision. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, she don't see the same, she ain't got the same vision. Time for her to go.
Yeah, I think but again, to go back to what you were saying, right? You don't know necessarily, and I hate to have those conversations because, like, they probably made her do that goofy shit because it was on TV. She probably don't feel like that for real, and people probably beating her down, and it's like she don't really think like that. But if it was put out, that's the way it was put out there. To me, it just seemed like some shit. But you probably need to save yourself and get away from that.
Yeah, definitely need to get away from that because I'm gonna tell you now, $250,000 for a wedding.
Oh, speaking of weddings, they say weddings and funerals bring out the worst in people.
Talking about that funeral for Shorty, Gucci Mane, the artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Everybody been getting on, all his brothers and sisters. His dad got on,
and was the only one that had some sense. The father was the only one that had some sense. Everybody else saying that this young man died from a overdose, unfortunately. And he got signed by Gucci, probably made the most money he ever made in life at the hands of Gucci Mane. The kid passed away from an overdose. He had a funeral, and then the friend and the sister were saying that Gucci Mane promised to pay for the funeral, and the day that I guess the payment was due, he ghosted them. So his wife, which I thought that was the dopest shit ever. Like, I don't think I've seen him say anything about this. I've seen his wife respond, and she was like, posted literal receipts of them paying the actual funeral home, two separate payments of $10,000 and sending flowers. The sister gets online and says,
While
that little
she's working at
10,000,
FedEx at the
yeah,
boxes.
that little 10,000 y'all said ain't gonna do nothing. The funeral was 60,000, a $60,000 funeral,
She said that little 10,000, 20,000, y'all said ain't nothing. My brother worth way more than that. He
and she
gonna be
said
good.
the
We
ten
gonna make sure he
thousand
get.
was nothing but to pay for the flowers. $10,000 for flowers. This is a
Yeah,
dead man we talking about. Respect to the dead, but $10,000 in flowers is crazy to me. Um, and so she talking about how he should have did he's supposed to give more, whatever. So his wife posted receipts. Then it comes out, oh, the money he gave wasn't enough. We only got 10,000. We never received the flowers. Don't mention the other 10,000 that we can clearly see they paid. The father comes out and said, "Man, all these people speaking on behalf of our family, stop it. That man didn't have to do none of the shit he did. He didn't have to give nothing. Whatever he gave, we appreciate it. We took care of the rest.
yeah, he said
Everything
go get
else,
his 10 bands. I appreciate him for giving my son the chance that he gave my son. You know what I'm saying? He took my son, put him in a position he had never been in. He said, everybody else, they saying that ain't nobody talked to me first. He said, he leave that man alone. He did what he's supposed to do. He sent the money. He sent what he sent. I took care of the rest. That's what it is. The only thing he said, I wish I would have had a chance to talk to you. So he didn't get to talk to him, but they text each other. He said, I
yeah.
would have liked to have heard your voice to say, you know what I'm saying, how you, your condolences. He said, but I understand how situations is. But he said, but the rest of that, he's like, yeah, they need to leave it alone. So,
I think it's funny to me to say that, and I don't know this. I don't know the two people that were speaking about him. But it don't seem like y'all had $10,000 because if you did, it wouldn't even be a conversation, right? So how can you speak about what's not enough when it's something more than what you can even offer? To
yeah,
me, it just don't make sense. I think the problem was the expectation was that he would take care of everything or send the money directly to the family.
I think the expectation was he was gonna send the money to the family. They was looking to getting a little bag off of this here, and then getting whatever money, and then they probably was gonna. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about the family and not knowing them and not knowing the kid,
And
but
I
I
don't
just
really even want to say the family. We just call out the two people that was doing it because the
it was
father,
the
it
sister. I think
was
it was the
sister,
sister and the cousin or something like that.
yeah, I don't know if he was a family member or not, but they said he was a close friend of him. But it was definitely his sister and a friend. But that to me just don't make sense. You get on the online and you talk about it. That also goes back to just because you feel like they got money, they supposed to do for you.
Right.
Not to mention, like the father said, he had already done a lot for the boy, the man. I don't want to disrespect him. For the man, he put the kid in a position to live life, live a better standard of life than he was living before. He had
Mm-hmm.
probably more money than he had ever had seen in his life. Not to mention that he was making money, taking pictures with money. So I would assume that something was left from him that they could have used to take care of him.
And they
Um,
said he had life insurance.
what are we arguing about? You know what I mean? What are we complaining about? You expected me to send the money to y'all, or you expected me to cover everything and y'all could keep his money.
Yeah. But like I said, Baguchi ain't even responded to it.
I thought that was the dopest thing about it all. I thought that was the dopest thing about it all is the fact that he didn't have to respond. His wife was like, "Hold up, I got it." You know what I'm saying? We ain't did what? They go two receipts say we paid $20,000. And man, you $20,000 is a lot of money, regardless of how much fucking money you get. I don't give for a funeral, for
twenty
whatever.
thousand dollars is a lot of money for a funeral. Period. $10,000, I mean, is about the cap used. I mean, a funeral, because what you doing? You're getting a casket.
You getting the casket, you paying for a plot and a headstone. Got to pay your funeral home for your service.
We got the
Casket gonna run
casket.
you forty
Yeah.
five $100. Your headstone probably gonna run you another $2,000.
Nah, you and some say you get that as a deal. Now, don't get me wrong. They know you got a little change. Look, they know you got a little change. They try to stick it to you and give you the top of the line of everything. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna jack it up, but they see $10, maybe $12,000 on you. I can't see a funeral costing $60,000. What was they doing? Paying Whitney Houston to come back and sing?
Where's she gonna spend the money
I don't know.
at?
Cremation is a choice, also.
I
I know a
think
lot of people say
when you get to numbers like that, like that's beyond like putting a person away respectfully, right? That's
that's
more of a party for the
when you get to numbers like that, you're not being financially responsible.
I think that depends on your tax bracket.
I think that no, I think you're not being financially responsible.
I think
There's
that
so much more you can do with that money.
I agree. I agree that there's a lot more that you could do with that money, but expendable income for some is not the same as it is for others.
Just because it's expendable income does not make it being financially responsible.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly. But if
I
I
understand what you're saying. Jeff Bezos can spend $60,000 on a funeral and not even notice he spent it.
exactly,
That don't make it financially responsible to me.
I mean, I can agree with. I'll agree with that. But I was about to say something, but you're right. You're right.
Mhm. That was the coffin mahogany with satin lining. That sound like broke talk, Mel. You know, I mean, I don't say it's down. Okay, okay, okay.
I
This the one who be trying to spend 60 on a funeral.
I think with that's so like okay, so that's big money. Funerals are big money. You know that. We all know.
Yes,
Funerals are big money because we just as much as we sure we gonna be born, we know we gonna die. That somebody die, unfortunately, every day, damn near every hour, every minute, somebody's dying. So
yes.
funeral homes gonna always be in business. And it's big money. And they find out how much money you got or how much the insurance is gonna pay out. Their goal is to get every dime of it.
Their goal is to get every dime.
So just like that we heard he was a rapper, your funeral went from 10,000 to 30 just like that. Just like that. Cuz here's the thing, right? As a rapper or an established rapper, you can't be put away like they going to put me away. You know what I mean? You can't be in the mahogany coffin. You got to be in a diamond studded rose gold clear see-through coffin. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I gotta be in with that. The mausoleum with that. What they have for the pharaohs,
Yeah, you got to go in. You got to get your own mausoleum. You know what I'm saying? Your
right?
own. You know what I'm saying? Not the one that they put everybody in the wall in. You get your own.
Especially if my whole career was bragging about how much money I had.
So it's a it's all I don't want to call it a scam, but it's just big business, right?
It's big business, but I think in this situation, it was typical nigga shit with how they attacked Gucci Mane over their brother getting dying about what it is that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? When instead of it being okay, look, my brother passed away, and let's leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like Gucci had something to do with him dying or something. Almost. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, she had some venom for him. It was a lot of fuck Gucci, he ain't this and all that. There, and it was like he did something to him. You know what I'm saying?
Over a couple dollars.
Like but she felt like she owed that to the family because don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, the family nothing.
Not a dime. I feel honestly, and this is how I really feel, and I may catch some flack for this, but honestly, I don't believe that he should have even paid for anything. Honestly, I like
I can
if
see that.
I don't believe he should have had to pay for anything. Like I don't know what he signed the guy for, but I'm pretty sure that the young man should have had enough money to be put away. And if they're saying he had insurance, that was not a dime that he should have been responsible for paying. Even if he didn't have insurance, that wasn't a dime. But
You know what
there's
you
so
equate
much
that to? That's
what
like selling drugs on the street. You selling drugs for the big homie, right? You making money. You come in, you get on me. I give you a couple packs or whatever. You making a little money. When you get arrested, all the time, I'm not paying for your lawyer. Cause what you supposed to be doing? Putting
supposed to
your
be
money
safe.
up.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're supposed to be able to, you put up for a rainy day, so you're supposed to be able to take care of yourself. I put the little homie on. Gucci put the little homie on. You know what I'm saying? I put him on.
Put some money in his pocket.
Right.
I made it so you can go get shows and make your own money, and I mean every picture you see him, he got stacks of money. So I mean there had to be something there for him to, you know what I'm saying, for them to use to put him away respectfully. It just, to me, it just didn't. I don't know. That's us being us.
It a lot is relative, Miss Kelly. I mean the price. So a lot to one person is not a lot to another person. So I can't disagree or agree with you, but I mean it does cost money. We can say that much to bury somebody.
It don't
But
cost 60,000 to bury somebody.
it
I
doesn't
don't,
cost 60,000.
it don't. I mean, it can cost 60,000, but it doesn't have to.
It can cost, yeah. I mean, especially if the funeral home knows you have 60,000, because their job is to get whatever it is you have. Their job is to get your entire budget, to not let you walk out of there with anything left. If it's an insurance policy, their job is to get everything that's on that insurance policy. I'm saying if you walk in there and tell them that you got $60,000, they're gonna give you a $60,000 package. They probably give you a $70,000 package so you can try to bring in some more money and reduce it to the 60 so you think they did something for you. So I mean, it is money. But that's their job. I mean, that's their job. They salesmen. At the end of the day, it's like when you walk into a clothing store, the person who greets you at the door and, hey, how you doing? And anything I can help you with, they're not being nice. Their job is to try to get whatever in your pocket or in your account. Then I got to make my commission today. I got to make this money.
Yep.
You are correct, Miss Kelly. A decent one can be done $5,000-$10,000. That is true. That is true. Most of the time, you don't even buy it. When they talk about flowers, you don't even buy your own flowers for funerals. The funeral home usually is going to give you a set of flowers to wreath for something with whatever package you get. And then everybody else is going to send flowers. So, and the
Yep.
thing about it, you don't even want them flowers at the end of the funeral. So, I mean, you really are paying for the time that they you're paying for for them conducting the funeral. You're paying for the casket. You're paying for the plot. You're
And
paying
the
for
headstone.
if you do a headstone.
Headstone, yeah. The headstone is really just for you to mark where you got to go.
That's it. I mean, headstone costs you about $200, $300. If they, depending on, they can be as cheap as that. They can be expensive as much as $100,000 for a headstone, depending on what you want to get, who you're getting. So funerals can be a lot of money. And we're not saying that this young man's funeral wasn't a lot of money. If it was $60,000, okay, we didn't see it. We don't know what they did at that funeral or anything, so it could have been $60,000. But for them to be upset that Gucci man, who was by all intents and purposes this young man's boss, didn't
Because I
pay him,
know for a fact, God forbid something happened to me today, my manager, supervisor, they ain't coming to pay for shit.
you gonna get some flowers,
That's it. That's it.
and you're gonna get a wreath.
That's all.
Okay? You
That's
might get your wife might get a phone call. We're so sorry for your loss. He was a great worker,
that's
and
it.
that's a maybe. So for them to go through the thought of that his boss was supposed to pay for his funeral, I think that was a stretch, you know. But I saw that, I moved on. I didn't even listen to the dude. Once I heard old girl talking, telling about how she made sure he was gonna be good while she was stuffing packages, and I was, all right, we get away from her. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then the pops come on with some sense, you know what I'm saying? And so with that, I got up out that situation. You know what I'm saying? I got to the situation, got on with the rest of my week.
Yeah.
CPS gonna be like that. Show knew how to clean. Oh, for y'all who don't know, the producer works at CPS cleaning toilets. So he's the N word he's talking about. There, don't nobody get offended. Don't get us canceled or let us suspended off the show. You know.
Right.
With that, I was gonna say something. I forgot that quick. Jesus, I got old.
It be like that. You a boomer, ain't
I don't know. I
Hell
don't know
no,
what
you ain't no boomer, man.
I don't know what generation I'm in.
You ain't no damn boomer.
I don't know when that is. When's the baby boomers?
Way before your damn time.
Was it?
Yes.
So what am I?
I don't know, but you ain't no boomer. I'm a
What's after
millennial.
the boom? You a millennial? What's before millennials? Gen
Yeah.
X? When is Generation X?
Gen X is millennials, if I'm not mistaken.
Then where the hell am I?
Oh shit.
I'm Gen X.
You Gen X? Oh, you are a boomer.
I'm a boomer.
No, you following the boomers and preceding the millennials. They don't have y'all just Gen X. Y'all don't got a y'all don't have a
We ain't got no name in them. We just X. They
y'all just
just
Gen X.
we're a generic signature.
Yep. Y'all just Gen X.
What the fuck? What is Gen Z?
Gen Z is they got a name too. Hold on. What the fuck is Gen Z's name?
Out the Generation X. That's just so
The
crap.
Zoomers. They're Zoomers.
They right after the okay, hold up. Generation Z is from 97 to what?
They from 97 to 2012.
It's not you, N word back. Nah. See? You Generation X, N word.
Hell no.
Oh no. Oh, you know what? I think that's what Generation X was. I think that's why I think it started off with Generation Next. Because it was after the baby boomers.
Catch. It ain't catch though, so y'all just
So we just went with the X.
y'all ass just X. Alex is
Exactly.
definitely Gen Z.
Gen Z is after the millennials.
Yeah. And Gen Z is 97 to 2012. And my firstborn is she's Alpha. She's Gen Alpha. So it started over.
Yo, first, what you say? Oh, okay. So after 2012, we go to Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that true? The baby boomers too is AKA Generation Jones?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why our producer got this shit from. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Generation Next, y'all.
Now you just
Miss Kelly, you're Generation Next also. Stop running around telling people you're Gen Z.
how you gonna group up with you?
She's sure she sure as hell ain't Generation Z.
Wait, then I'm X.
Yes. Hell yeah, she X, see? And call me all out my name and stuff. She might as well call me a heifer.
Wait, who was that called you an old ass man? At least you say you old as hell.
She wasn't talking about me. She was talking about Shaka Daddy because Shaka Daddy a boomer.
Hey, no disrespect to old man. That's my homie, man.
Shaka put it in the comments, not me. I ain't say it. Man, I'm just reading the statements. That's it. See?
Yeah.
All I'm doing. All right, man, get this shit off my screen.
I'm curious now, Delicia, what year you was born? What are you?
She with you.
She a
What are
millennial?
you?
I'm a millennial.
What is Lionel?
He's a millennial too.
Hold up, let me see. What's this list say?
He a millennial.
Millennial is
It's
81 to 96?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 81 to 96. Yeah, she's a millennial.
Yeah. Lionel millennial. Yeah, all y'all millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm generation next.
Yeah, you can have it.
Mm-hmm. I'm next. I was born in '76. Ain't that like that's like
Hey,
the country was freed in 1776.
damn, 76.
76, 1976.
Well,
I just found out, you know what I'm saying, how old I am and ain't at the same time.
yeah.
I was talking to one of the other cats the other day, and a song come on, and he was like, "Man, how old were you when this song came out?" Like you, I'm like, "Man, well, you keep," and me, I'm like, "You keep talking like you that much older than me, man. You like 4 or 5 years older than me or something." I'm like, "What year did you graduate high school?" He was like, "I graduated high school in '85." I was like, "Damn." So you graduated high school in '85? Like, yeah. I said, oh, okay, my bad.
You is an old motherfucker.
Old as hell. '85? Damn. I didn't graduate grammar school till '90.
85, I wasn't even born. Put some perspective into
Well,
that. Damn it.
the least year was only one.
85, I wasn't born in 87. Shit.
Damn.
to some to the Zoomers, they'll say damn to me.
Oh yeah, you be getting that on the game, don't you?
Hell yeah. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. Shaka was 10. The Bears won that year. They sure did.
I was born a great year. I think that's probably when I was conceived the whole
No,
time.
no, 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 no,
Birthday in
no,
November.
no, 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 no. The Bears won in '85.
85. Who won 87?
Won the
87 years
Bears.
old, wasn't it?
Hell no, the Bears ain't did shit in '87.
What year Walter Payton stopped playing for us?
He probably was. He was still playing like '87 or something like that, but the Bears ain't do shit then. '85, you got the Super Bowl shuffle. You know what I'm saying? We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you, you know?
Show your age now. We go ahead and get the fuck up out of here.
What?
Your
Do
ass.
you know people that,
Bet you
okay,
about
I'm at,
Molly Wowing in this motherfucker. We go ahead and get up out of here.
see, I go another one. I got a question before we go, real quick. You know what Cookie Crisp is, right?
Yes. The cereal.
Do you know the song from the commercial?
No. They got a
Huh?
song?
Yeah, they had a song. Oh, you know what the Cookie Crisp howl is?
No. Oh, you know, Cookie Crisp. That
Right.
yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know they had a song. You know, it's Chip the Dog and Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp is what they took all across the country now. Everybody doing the Cookie Crisp howl. Cookie Crisp. Cookie. Come on.
Not ringing the bell, big dog. Not ringing the bell, big dog. Never. Never heard that shit before. They stopped running that commercial when I was born.
They start running. Y'all ain't never heard the Cookie Crisp song?
Nah, your ass. They stopped running that when I was born. They took that shit off the air back. They shortened it up.
Yeah, they just started doing the howl. You know
Yes, I know that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never heard. I ain't know shit about no dog and no crook.
Yeah.
Never heard
Chris started off with it started off with the Cookie Crook, and Chip was just his dog.
Yeah, nah.
And they phased him around. They phased him out. See, now y'all gonna have me. I'm gonna have to hit it on YouTube. See if they bring it up on YouTube.
Nah.
Ready to Cookie Crisp commercial. I was talking to somebody else earlier, and I'm like, y'all don't know the Cookie Crisp song? And everybody was like, nah, they had a song. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, big dog. Damn. Hell nah.
Yes, it was.
They pulled that shit off the air when I was born.
I'm gonna find it. I'm posting it on our page.
Yeah, you might have to, because I don't know.
I posted it on our page. Yes, it was a song. It was a commercial. We get up out of here, man. Y'all ain't trying to act like
You fat being this motherfucker really showing your age. Remember we couldn't drink out the same fountains as the white people?
I wasn't around for that one, but
Where the fuck is Joe? I just realized Joe ain't been here in a minute.
Joe was just in Dallas. Well, he got a daughter. His son-in-law works for the Dallas Cowboys.
Joe a
So
boomer.
Joe might be before a boomer. What's before the boomers?
World War II.
World War II. Why what, Carletta? Carletta, you gonna tell me you don't know the song either?
She know the song. That's why she's saying why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Joe, he's been out of town. He checks in, but what he's been doing is just checking in after. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna post this song. Everybody trying to act like they don't know it. Like I'm the only one who's seen this commercial.
Listen, I'm starting to believe you made this shit up.
definitely gonna be posting this now.
Starting to believe you made this shit up now.
Damn near as soon as we get off, I'm gonna be writing my hey, okay, where's the damn song?
Where is this goddamn
It's
song?
it's going up tonight. I can tell y'all that now. Watch this.
Then Chip the dog and Cookie Crook. Cookie Crisp is what they took. Little cookies they can't resist. Make some house for Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp. Cookies are all across the country now. Everyone's doing the Cookie Crisp now. Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp. Cookie Crisp.
The whole and good part of this complete breakfast.
That's what happens when you got a good producer.
Now you're a good producer. I ain't never seen that shit before in my life. Never heard that. Hell nah.
A sad song. What makes it sad, Shaka?
That shit, I would never want to look at that shit. I would never eat Cookie Crisp if I ever see that shit.
It might have came on during Saturday morning cartoons. It definitely might have. You know what I'm saying? But I just
remember.
I know
one Saturday morning when you was a kid?
Say that again?
Did y'all have one Saturday morning when you was a kid?
One Saturday morning?
Yeah. They used every Saturday. That was like when they used to play the block of cartoons for kids.
Yes.
They didn't call it one Saturday morning?
No.
Oh.
No, it was just they didn't call it nothing. We just got up and it was just cartoons. Okay, we would just it was just Saturday morning. Yeah, I don't know about one Saturday morning. Was that like a block of cartoons?
Yeah, it was a block of shit like Recess, Magic School Bus. Like
that was a little older, but we just cartoons, and then we faded away from there, and they started doing sitcoms. That's when we started to get the Saved by the Bell, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So they started to fade away from the cartoons and move into more TV shows. You know what I'm saying? And Saved by the Bell was like the king of that.
No. Well,
so
I guess we could put a pin in it since we I guess I owe you an apology because I was starting to think you made that shit up. So my fault.
See? Now I ain't gotta put it in there. So, you was probably one knocking on my door.
Okay. I was gonna say, damn, Jehovah's Witness couldn't watch cartoons, but Joe was out in the morning. That's why.
Fuck shit, they probably couldn't watch cartoons either.
I doubt it. They could watch cartoons.
I don't know. That was worldly.
Good night.
No, Jehovah's Witness is quick to excommunicate you. You know what I'm saying, boy? You do
over cartoons?
Over anything, boy. They'll put your ass out the church. Not on the back row either. You can't nobody in the church talk to you. Nothing. You can't come there. They would. You know, apostolic, they put you on the back row. You couldn't do nothing in the church, but you got to come to church and just sit on the back row.
Yeah. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
Oh, she just couldn't watch cartoons on Saturday morning because
that's
it was
out.
Yeah, it was at the temple, at the Kingdom Hall.
Knocking on motherfucking doors and shit.
No, they knocked on doors during the week. Saturday, I think they went to church on Saturday, didn't they?
Shit, we used to get people knocking on our door on Saturdays.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he's knocking on our doors all the time because I would invite him in.
You look like the type.
I did. You know, our family is devout. So, you know what I'm saying? What I would do is they would knock on the door. I knew my pops would be in the back. You know what I'm saying? You know how I know my pops would be like in the kitchen or something. So I wouldn't say nothing to him. I would just open the door and start talking to them. And he'd be like, yeah, I'm like, oh, you want to talk? I'm like, well, come on in. And, you know, most of the time with the women, what they would have to do is go get the guys. They couldn't just come in your house. You know what I'm saying? But they would go get one of the guys working on. Like, yeah, come on in and talk to me. So then they would come in. I would sit them down at the dining room table. they go to talking, and then my pops would hear it and be like, "What are they in there talking about?" So he would come in there, "What's going on here?" Then he would just go get the Bible, sit down in the Bible, so I would get out the way then. So then they going back and forth with it all day. After a while, they stopped coming to our house.
I bet.
So I was trying to learn. That's how I became messy. Yes, I was that one. Come on in, have a sit down, talk to my daddy, who's, you know what I'm saying, a Bible thumper too. So what was terrible about that? I was bringing worlds together.
Right.
We was learning. So with that, we appreciate y'all coming out. We're gonna get up out of here for this day. Nicole was sick, like we said, or is sick. So if you pray or hope or however, I don't know what you do, who you talk to, send one up to whoever you respectively talk to. Ask for some healing for.
If they hope.
I mean, some people hope, some people wish.
Or if you hope.
I don't know what they do in their life. So you're saying,
I feel you.
and if I don't want to be offensive, I was great with exactly. I'm saying, get you out the cold. Come on in, have a sit down, get you some coffee, some tea or something. Talk to my pops. So,
Sure.
but with that, hold on one second. What we meant? Me too, producer.
That was
Me too. No, oh, me too. So, we got to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all as always for coming out talking to us. Zeus was pleased. We will catch y'all next week. Like I say, Jay don't want me to say as much, so we just gonna say we're gonna get out of here. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. Keep talking in the comments. Follow, share, as we always say. Check us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
share.
Share, follow, hit the subscribe, hit the notifications. And with that being said, we're gonna catch all y'all next week. Right?
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all. Peace.
We out of here.